Hey guys, Amanda here. Okay, so this is an update. I had my first counseling session. It was the intake, but I had my first counseling session yesterday. And so far, my impression of the person that I'm going to be seeing, I like this person. And I think it's good for me to be in therapy because there are issues that I haven't really dealt with. And the only reason that I went from counseling before and then to the DBT program was because at the time I needed that specific kind of therapy. But once it was over, I really didn't need it anymore. But I still continued to see the therapist, but it wasn't the right fit for me. And then the person that I was seeing before I went to the program, that person had said that when I'm done, I can come back and see them, that they weren't going anywhere. And when I called last year, I think it was like in August, I think, is when I called. That person was no longer working there, and nobody knew where this person went. So I was kind of upset because this person had promised me that if I left for this program, they would be there when I got back and not, suddenly be gone and not, but it happened anyway. I don't know why it happened, but the whole thing was that I felt kind of betrayed a little bit. I felt that I couldn't trust, a counselor, like all these feelings came up and all that stuff, all these thoughts and feelings about that. So for me, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to start over with a new person. And I really don't care for that at all, because it takes me a while to, trust someone and all that stuff, and I didn't want to have to go through that. But I was also in a different place when I was seeing her. I was in a much darker place. So the thought of having to change yet again was just really hard for me to process. So that being said, to me, I kind of went through a grieving process. I had to grieve the counselor that I had that took me, I saw her for like 2, almost 3 years. For me, there was a grieving process of losing that therapist and having to figure it out emotionally and in my head what I wanted to do. Did I want to go back to counseling? Did I need counseling? All these thoughts and emotions were just swirling around, and I had to deal with that. And could I have done it in therapy? Probably, but I wasn't ready to go back to therapy because I needed the time to kind of, come to terms with that. And I finally did. So I went back to the same place. It's a new person, but I went back to the same place. And I'm okay with that now. I understand that technically I wasn't seeing her when she left for whatever reason. I have no idea what the reason is. Something could have happened. I have no idea. So I don't want to, be mad at something when I don't even have the story. I was mad for a while, but I realized it's silly to be mad. Things change. And that's one of the things that I want to work on, is when things change, especially when they change right under your nose. You don't know about it, and you kind of have to, learn to deal with that. So on one hand, it was upsetting to me. On the other hand, I'm actually glad it happened because it helped me to deal with change. So that's a good thing. And I don't want to be upset about that anymore. So I'm not upset about it. So now I'm going to be going once a week like I was before. And this time around, like I said, because the DBT is a specific kind of therapy. It deals with the here and now, but only the here and now, where I still need and have always needed. I just needed the DBT to get me to a place where I could go back and start dealing with the deeper seated issues. It was just there for that purpose for me. So now I can go back, I can get the other, like a different kind of therapy, and then work through those deep-seated issues that I've never worked through. And hopefully some good will come of that. I still do not have a prescribing doctor, like a psychiatrist. I do not have a psychiatrist. I am looking for one, but the last one I had, the one that I really liked, I mean, it's really hard to top that. And for me, it's actually hard to find somebody, because I would actually have to drive at least a half hour to 45 minutes away, depending on traffic and where it's located from where I live, to see, a psychiatrist. And I want to try to find somebody local, but I don't want to go through the community places because I've already been there, and I don't care for how they do things. It's not for me. And I gotta find someone also that accepts my insurance, which is another thing. So I will find somebody eventually. I just need to make sure who I choose is somebody that I just need to make sure that who I choose and where I choose is good for me. It's just the way it is right now. Where I live, there really aren't that many. There are psychiatrists, but aside from one of them who I don't want to see, I've already seen this person and I don't want this person as my psychiatrist. Aside from like one person, none of them take my insurance. So it's hard because where I live, it just isn't available. There used to be a lot more availability, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, there wasn't availability. It was like they all just up and moved or something. I don't know what happened. And like I said, a lot of them changed their insurance, the insurances that they will take. And mine is one of them that they won't take anymore, or they just don't take at all. So it's hard. It's a little bit difficult. It's not as easy to get a psychiatrist now as it was like 7 years ago for me. 7 years ago, there was a lot more availability. I don't know what happened, but I will find somebody and go from there. But I am back in counseling, which is a good thing. So hopefully things will go well with that. I don't see why it wouldn't go well, but it is what it is. So yay me, I guess. I don't know. I just wanted to give an update about that. I know I kind of rambled on, but that's just how I do sometimes. I just ramble. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update about that. Like I said, hopefully soon I can be going to a psychiatrist, because I definitely would like to see a psychiatrist and figure out, do I need meds? I mean, I think I do. I think I do. I definitely need like the amitriptyline to help with sleep, but it's also for depression. And I think a mood stabilizer might be beneficial. And like I said, I don't know how like in my area, it's really hard to get doctors to prescribe certain kinds of things. It's gone from like when they used to give it out like penny candy to we're not going to give it out at all kind of a thing. So it's really difficult to find a doctor who will listen to you, who will treat you like a person, who will hear what you have to say, you know, and it's a respectful, you know, exchange, you know. But we'll see what happens. All right, well, that's all I got to say about that. Hopefully counseling goes well for me. Let's hope so, right? Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you on my next video. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace and love.